As a Viratian, I couldn't be happier to say that the wait is over. Virat Kohli has finally scored his 71st century in international cricket, the century that we have all been waiting for, the century that has been most looked forward to, the most awaited for, and now it has been accomplished. Virat Kohli now has the second most centuries in international cricket, just after Sachin Tendulkar with 100 centuries. What makes this century extra special is that wait of 3 years, of 1020 days exactly. That makes this century extra special because there's so much work that has gone behind this century. 1020 days is a massive amount of time. The amount of agony, the amount of trauma that Virat has endured, the amount of pain that we as Viratians have endured, the amount of criticism that we have endured, the loss of captaincy, the failures, the comparisons, and now there is relief. It's as if a massive burden has been lifted off our backs because now Virat Kohli has a century in every single format of international cricket and making this his first and maiden international T20I 100. And that too, this is the highest individual score for an Indian in T20Is. So this wait has been grueling, this wait has been so stressful, this wait has been so strenuous, which makes this 100 extra special. And you could see what it meant for Virat Kohli. There have been so many people that have criticized him, that have called for him to be dropped. There have been so many people who have said that the Virat Kohli era is over, that Virat Kohli no more belongs to the Fab Four. But now he has answered back to all those haters by scoring this century. And this is just the start for something bigger and better. We can see the run machine being resurrected. We can see the run machine coming back to life and scoring those runs in bulk. And as Virat Kohli has mentioned, there's no success without failure. And these 1020 days are a true testament of that, right? Without the failures of 83 innings behind him, I don't think that this century would have actually come because everyone goes through a rough phase, whether it be in cricket or whether it be life. But what people will remember for you for is how you come back from those hard times, those hardships, right? And this is what Virat Kohli will be remembered for how he came back from the failures, the numerous failures that he experienced before this 100. And this has been more than just not scoring runs. People have criticized his captaincy. People have called for him to be dropped. He lost all three formats of captaincy of international cricket, despite being one of the most successful international cricket captains for India. So imagine the kind of hardship that he would have endured while not scoring runs, while saying that he's not good enough to captain his national side. Imagine the kind of trauma that he would have been going through. And even in the press conference, he mentioned that there was nobody to really support him after he lost that captaincy, right? And we see that numerous comparisons have been made, particularly to people like Babar Azam or someone like a Joe Root who has been scoring those hundreds in so many hundreds continuously at home, right? Therefore, Virat Kohli has endured so much in terms of mentality, right? Imagine the mental state he would have been in while reading all these things on the media stirring up things, media saying that he's not good enough, and even the team management saying that he's not good enough to captain his side. But one thing I have to give it to for the team management is persisting with him, knowing that form is temporary, but class is permanent. And Virat Kohli is that living testament of that phrase, right? That phrase that class is permanent, and Virat Kohli is a classy player. We know the kind of shots he plays. He plays them so elegantly, and he's such a good batsman on the eye. He just uh, eases through his shots. It's as if it's ever effortless. And as a Virat Kohli fan, it's quite easy to say that Virat Kohli's best shot is that cover drive, right? That cover drive brings immense joy to any cricket fan. The That cover drive is the most beautiful cover drive I've ever seen in international cricket out of any kind of batsman. So this 71st century is nothing without those failures behind him, without the kind of persistence behind him, without the kind of problems that he faced during those 1020 days. Therefore, we can finally say that Virat Kohli has scored that 71st 100, shut up all his haters, all his criticizers, and he's come back. He's come back, and this is Virat Kohli 2.0. This is Virat Kohli who is here back to be a force to reckon with on the international stage. And I think now we can say see Virat Kohli scoring all those runs in international cricket, whether it be in the test matches, whether it be in the ODIs, whether it be in the T20Is, right? Or even whether it be in the IPL. Many people said that this would be the final chance Virat Kohli gets to prove that he is the best and that he deserves to be in the team. And he's come out and proved that. What more do you expect, right? 100 of at a strike rate of 200, as well as gritty knocks behind him in the previous matches. So even in the previous mention video that I put out asking why Virat Kohli gets so much criticism despite being one of the most successful cricketers to ever live, right? Why he gets all that criticism. But as I mentioned in that video, I think it's this criticism, these failures that actually make him stronger, that actually make him come out and give his best on the field. And I don't know what else to say. This 100 is basically inexplicable because of the amount of problems, the amount of agony, the amount of trauma, the amount of pain that went in behind that 100. Because he was getting out, he just came on the field and he would get out. He was getting out to all sorts of bowlers. And what was the biggest sticking point would be that match against Sunrisers Hyderabad in the IPL, where he got out to Jagadisha Suchit in the first over, right? That really showed that Virat Kohli wasn't in a great frame of mind mentally, and that he wasn't really, that hunger had somewhat disappeared. Um, but now that hunger is back, and we can see Virat Kohli 2.0 scoring runs better than even a Virat Kohli 1.0.